Wow, what a week it has been. That wind has just calmed down to absolutely nothing. There's no swell and the fish have been going mad. Let's get stuck into this week's Boss Outdoor Fishing Report. The game fishing again did not disappoint this week. We've seen plenty of boats going out there catching 8 and 10 striped marlin in a day. Absolutely world-class fishing still right at the end of the season. Still some blue marlin around too. If you want to chuck a bigger lure out, tow them around and come up with a real big fish. We saw the boys catch that 241 kilo fish a couple of weeks ago, and there's still some fish out there around like that. If you want to head out a bit wider again, we've seen the start of the yellowfin season just getting here. They're still a little bit wide out on that 37 line, which is a bit of a way for trailer boats to go, but definitely still in reach too. If you want to get out there and do it, you'll find the fish. Moving into the local reefs, snapper time. It's nearly May and the snapper are going off their heads. We're seeing Corey, our man in the shop's gone out there again this week, caught himself another 70 centimetre fish. Spectacular fishing in shallow water on plastics. So he's getting out there early before the sun rises too high. 15 metres of water, a little bit of wash around and throw on plastics, throw them up drift and then watch them sink down and come back up. And most of the time when they get down into the bottom third of the water column, they're getting snapped by a big snapper. It is such exciting fishing. They fight really hard in shallow water. It's just as good as snapper fishing gets. For the bottom bashers out there, there is still plenty of snapper to be caught. Probably not as big. I think if you're just going to put a bait on a paternoster rig and fish the bottom, you're still going to come up with your fair share of snapper, but they don't seem to be the same size as the ones that you're catching in the shallows throwing plastics around. But still really good numbers, so well worth a shot. Still a few mowies around. The flathead fishermen are still doing it a little bit tough. Like I think if you get out to your normal sort of 40 metres of water, you'll come across a little patch, but not all good sized fish, and definitely not in every usual spot where you catch fish. So some people have drifted out a little bit wider to get their feed. The tigers probably haven't been affected as much, so you can still go out into that bit deeper, sort of 50 and 60 metre range and catch a good feed of tiger flathead. But yeah, flatties are so tasty, aren't they? It's still worth going out there and chasing them around. Moving into the headlands, still red hot fishing. The bonito fishing is still world class. There's heaps of bigger fish around as well and plenty of numbers in them. There's heaps of salmon. If you go into the bay at the moment in Eden, going to Quarantine Bay, and they're all in schools like finning. They're all getting around in big schools and hitting the surface, showing their fins. Easy to catch and heaps of them, and the whole bay down there is full of them. Even if you're not into fishing, it's probably worth going out, checking it out, taking a few photos. It's pretty cool to see. The wharf fishermen have been having an absolute ball again this week. Those kingies have been coming past and there is some absolute crackers in there amongst them. So if you can get yourself a livey in the water or get ready when they come past and throw out a bigger lure and come up tight with a kingfish, it doesn't get any better. It's about as good a fish as you can catch off a wharf. So get stuck into that action. The squid is awesome as well. There's still plenty of squid in those low light conditions. So get off the corner of that wharf, cast it out as far as you can and let it hit the bottom on that weed. And there's squid coming up all the time as long as you can get it before too many people get up there. Well, haven't we seen the spearfishermen come out of hibernation this week? Winter is definitely their time to shine and the crayfishing is awesome. The water clarity is really good at the moment. We've seen that weather just fine right off and no swell, and the water you can see for ages, so you can really spot those crays, or kingies too. We've heard of a couple of people spearing kings this week, so what a great time that is. Well, moving into the estuary system, we've still seen the salmon are coming in and out from the beach. So you'll catch them on the beach if you want to go beach fishing, and you'll catch them in the estuary system. And if you want to get like right on the mouth and chuck some spinners out, they're going to be going past, so fish that area. But moving more into the estuary system, the fishing has still been red hot. I always say that the flathead are going to be slowing down at this time of year, but this week we've seen lots of good sized flathead caught. We know our mate Buddha's been up in the top lake and he's been catching them. He's also getting whiting as well, so he's just chucking around vibes. He loves a vibe. Big heavy vibe, getting it to the bottom where the fish are and catching those fish. So it's such easy fishing and such a productive way to do it. Mulloway too, there's still plenty of mulloway up there. We probably haven't seen those real big hooers this week, but definitely still plenty of school mulloway around, which is so much fun. Moving up into the mountains, we've seen some pretty good trout fishing. Good mate of the shop, Brooksy, has been up there at Yukonbean, and the water's quite low, so you've had to come more out into the lake. but he was just chucking a fly around, not having much luck. And then he's put on a big saltwater fly. So I guess it's something close to what most people would fish as a woolly bugger or something at this time of year. Get into that moving water, and he was just casting it out and then bringing it down with the current and coming up trumps with a heap of brown trout. So some absolutely spectacular looking fish at this time of year. Have a look at that all orange, nice brown looking trout. So it's a great time of year to be up there fly fishing. The river, the spawn run hasn't really done its thing yet. It really needs some rain to get those fish to push up into the rivers. So hopefully we see that next week. We've really loved all the tags and shares and fish photos that you've been sending in this week. We know how good the fishing is, and it really brings it to life when you guys send in your pictures. So thanks for doing that. That's about all we've got for you for another week's Boss Outdoor Fishing Report. If there's anything we can help you with, fishing, camping, everything outdoor related, come into Boss Outdoor so we can hook you up.